everyone, and welcome to another episode of Eurosis, where we're watching and reviewing songs from Eurovision 2022. And today we're looking at songs from Greece, Armenia, Switzerland, UK, Romania, and Montenegro. First on our list is Greece, represented by Amanda Gorgadi Tenfjord, with the song Die Together. Amanda was chosen internally, so boo. And the song is in English, so another boo. I read on the Eurovision website that she was born in Greece and she spent her early years living in Greece, but then relocated to Norway. So apparently she's pretty popular on streaming services like Spotify, etc. I've never heard of her though. So apparently one of her songs was featured on the Netflix series Spinning Out, which I really liked. I was very disappointed when they canceled it after just one season. Like, what the fuck, Netflix? So yes, and apart from doing music, she studies medicine, interestingly. So anyway, let's listen. Are you having a good time? I kind of like this. I like this intro where they kind of cut off her voice immediately. It sounds very weird, it's kind of artificial, but it's pretty cool sound. That's what they say. It's been a hell of a year and we've been living in fear, close together now. But if we die together now, we will always have each other. I won't lose you for another. It's a pretty long intro though. Rip it out, take me to the other side. It's pretty gruesome. But kind of like melodramatic lyrics like that. It's like, so this is the thing. Normally, I wouldn't like a song like this. Let me explain. So the first time I heard this song, I didn't like it. I was like, a ballad. And as you can see now, I'm really into it. This is exactly why I started doing review videos rather than reaction videos, because I felt like very often those songs would grow on me later and I would feel really stupid for having been so critical about them in the first place. So this is actually an example of a song that really, really grew on me. I really like it now. I feel like maybe the intro is a little bit too long, right? You kind of wait quite long for this song to kind of really get momentum, but once it's there, it's really great. I feel like there's this absolutely orgasmic explosion at the end. So of course it's a ballad, but you know, it's about love, it's about dying together. You know, I kind of, it really speaks to me. I'm a romantic. So I think 2 episodes ago I was singing HIM at the end of the video. I don't know if you guys lasted until that moment, but if you want to check it out, then you know, you can click here. I learned how to insert links in the YouTube videos now, so you know, because yeah, I'm a genius. Next up on our list is Armenia, represented by Rosalind with the song Snap. So Rosalind was internally selected, boo, and her song is in English, boo. I found very little info on Rosalind. Basically, on the Eurovision website, they say almost nothing about her or her background, except the fact that she was born and raised in Varazor in Armenia. I didn't find much more on Wikipedia either. However, we do have her own words on what this song means to her, so let me quote. From the outside looking in, the odds seemed like they were against me, an unknown girl from a small town in Armenia, but the power of manifestation is real when it's combined with hard work and persistence and just putting oneself out there. I'm excited to let people into my inner world through my music. So let's see. So you can already hear that it's quite upbeat. Generally, this song reminds me a bit of this song Little Talks by Of Monsters and Men. I fucking hate that song. So I wouldn't mind it though if someone put this song on while I'm at their house. I'll be cool with it. If that was playing at some cafe I was at, I would be fine. But it's not something that I would never listen to myself. That's a pretty cute music video, because of course it reminds me of the movie Up, and which is one of the cutest, sweetest movies out there. So it's quite a nice song, not for me, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people will enjoy this type of thing. It has a pretty nice melody, it has a pretty catchy chorus, it's a pretty good composition, honestly. So the next entry on our list is Switzerland, represented by Marius Bear with the song Boys Do Cry. Marius was selected internally, so boo, and of course the song Boys Do Cry is in English, boo. Okay, so I read on the Eurovision website that Marius's initial plan for life was to become a construction machinery mechanic, but he decided to go and tour Germany and Switzerland as a street musician instead. So on the site it says here that at one festival he got to know a famous producer who invited him to New York and quickly became part of the Swiss artistic and creative arts scene there. So he became part of the Swiss artistic scene in New York, which of course it just shows you how big the New York artistic scene is if you can literally divide it into subsections based on the, you know, the nationality of the people who participate in it. The other thing is that he didn't even become big in New York as a whole, but rather just, again, only a subsection of it. He has released an album, Not Loud Enough, but let's see. Yeah, I can already tell you, I don't like that song. I think it's the most boring out of all of the songs we have this year, so. So this song is also giving me a retro feel. A lot of the songs this year, honestly, are giving me a retro feel, and last year too, honestly. It seems like it's a big trend in music in general, I think. This one to me sounds like late 50s, early 60s, that sort of style. They got broken. God only knows why. And sometimes airplanes. I feel like his singing is a little bit like a white boy doing a poor impression of Louis Armstrong. The melodies kind of reminds me of like a Brenda Lee songs or the Platters, that sort of thing, right? So. But I definitely approve of the overall message of this song, Boys Do Cry. I mean, we should keep repeating that. We should screaming it from the rooftops, because that's true. Boys do cry. Boys are allowed to cry. Boys are allowed to feel their emotions and show their emotions, and we should be talking about it. So from that, when it comes to this, I definitely approve of this song, you know, spreading and promoting that message. That's very important. So good job there. So next up on our list is the UK, represented by Sam Ryder. So Sam was selected internally, so boo. And his song is in English, so another boo. And yeah, don't get me started on like, well, it's England. There's more like places than England within the UK. Stop with the English nationalism and please maybe show us some Welsh, maybe? So anyway, so I'm reading here on the Eurovision website that he became big thanks to social media. He did cover videos that went viral. Eventually he got signed by a studio. He recorded an EP. I will be honest, I've never heard of him, so, you know, but like I talked on my last video, it's like our media ecosystem is so fragmented nowadays. We all access like a very small section of, you know, all of the music market that's out there. Anyways, let's have a look. So this song actually also gives me a bit of a retro feel, a different retro feel, again, a slightly different era. You'll see.
If I was an astronaut, I'd have a bird's eye view.
I'm not a fan of his voice, his timbre. I don't like it.
So hot, rub shoulders with the stars. I'm up in space, up in space.
So this chorus is giving me very much British 1970s. So it kind of does remind me a little bit of like The Who, Elton John, David Bowie. And it's not because one of those guys wrote the song Rocket Man and the other one wrote the song Space Oddity. I swear to God, it's not that, it's the sound that to me, but of course definitely the title Spaceman does help to make that connection there. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not a super huge fan of this song, because I honestly, to this day, I don't really understand what people find so amazing about Ziggy Stardust. Another artist I'm not a huge fan of that is hugely popular, has been hugely popular is Elton John, for instance. I'm not a huge fan. The only song that I like is I'm Still Standing, and that's it. Been down some black holes, nothing but space, man. I'm not gonna lie that this is a catchy melody, because it is, right? And so I am going to hum as I listen to it. I am going to sing along because the lyrics are also pretty good, I think. But it's not my kind of thing. I'm definitely not going to vote for it. But I do think it is an improvement. Again, I would be surprised if this also got 0 points, because I think that this is kind of more... I think this will resonate with the audiences more. And I think that they will be much more successful with this. The next entry on our list is Romania, represented by Urs. And I did have to practice this. I did have to check on Wikipedia how to pronounce this, because it is spelled W-R-S. But yeah, it is pronounced as one thing. It's Urs, and it comes from his actual last name. Urs was chosen for national selection. Yes! Finally, in this episode. The song unfortunately is in English, so boo. So Urs actually started his career as a dancer, professional dancer. He performed for different artists on their tours. He was later a professional dancer on TV, and eventually in 2020 he decided to start a career as a recording artist. So he has released 10 singles up until now. So that's quite a lot, but no album still. He has already, I think, released an EP, or it's in the making, I'm not sure. Anyway, I listened to some of his other songs and I quite like them, and this one, Yamame. Yamame, of course, means call me. Call me, but it could be like, so I was thinking, is it like a reference to the movie Call Me By Your Name? Also, I found that Yamar actually might mean to appeal or attract. I am very excited for this because I have been obsessed with this song since I heard it. I wanted to leave it for last because it's so good, but I just couldn't wait. Nobody's gonna like it. We get away. Need you to stay. Hola mi bebé. Hola mi bebé. Llámame, llámame. Llámame, llámame. Hola mi bebé. Hola mi bebé. Llámame, llámame. Llámame, llámame. Oh, now this part. I guess this was supposed to be like Latino Spanish, but actually it reminds me a lot of Indian music, especially songs from Bollywood movies from the 90s. Yamame, yamame. I think that his voice is not super out there. It's not like super strong, but it actually works with the song. So I love, of course, the dancing with women, the dancing with men. So his parents were folk music dancers, and I can totally hear in his style of singing those folk influences. I checked out, because I was really curious, I checked out some recordings of Romanian folk music, and yeah, I can hear the style of singing that he's doing is very much reminiscent of that. And some of those like traditional Romanian songs reminded me so much of Indian music, and the style of singing is very similar. And also even Romanian language sounds a little bit, when they sing it sounds to me a little bit like Hindi, honestly. Like it has a very similar phonetic quality to it, I think. I can imagine, because you know, obviously all of this part of the Balkan Peninsula belonged some time ago, you know, to the Ottoman Empire. Obviously, in Ottoman Empire have strong Persian influences, Arabic influences. Those also spread to India via Islam, so that could be the connection there. And that's maybe why these styles of music sound similar to me. And another thing is, like, you know, Spanish music. Also, like, Arabic influences there were also very strong. You might be trying to make a song that sounds Spanish and it ends up, to me, sounding a little bit Indian. And the other thing is that, of course, the sound that we have after the chorus, right, post-chorus, it really sounds like, I think it's synthesized, but it sounds like a mandolin. Yeah, I mean, I immediately just, in my mind, I have this image of Shah Rukh Khan from Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge just playing the mandolin. I'm seeing it. Are you guys seeing it? Very much up my alley. I love this. I love this so much. It's a simple pop song, but there's just something really magical about it. It's so catchy. It's so entertaining. The last entry for today will be Montenegro, represented by Vladana with the song Breathe. So Vladana was internally selected, so boo. And her song is in English, so boo. So Vladana is one of Montenegro's most popular artists, according to the Eurovision website. She's from Podgorica, which is the capital of Montenegro, if I'm not mistaken. And the interesting thing is that she also launched an online fashion magazine, and she writes a column in that magazine, so she's also a multi-talented person. The song Brave, I heard somewhere that this is supposed to be about her grandmother succumbing to COVID-19, or mother. I'm not 100% sure about that one. It was written by Darko Dmitrov, who is responsible for 11 entries to the Eurovision Song Contest. So like a proper Eurovision songwriter. So as you can imagine, you know, knowing the subject matter, it's a ballad. And you know how I feel about ballads.
The pain will go away, they say.
Well, I guess if the title is Brief, then it makes sense to have this breathy voice. So the beginning, I don't like. It does get better later on, though. So this is basically the chorus, which is kind of hard to tell that this is it. Like, oh, now the chorus is coming up, right? Now we have these like traditional, like, Balkan music. It's a very eclectic song, let's just say. I kind of love, where was this shot? Because this like lake thingy is incredible, and these rocks. And I've been to Montenegro. I thought I saw all of the like tourist attractions there. Clearly I haven't. This reminds me a little bit of last year's Romanian entry. which I didn't love, and it didn't qualify for the grand final because I guess most people agreed with me. I mean, like, there's something about this melody that just I don't like, but I can't explain to you why. It's just like, no. Yeah, it's like I'm not sure what this song is trying to be. It's a bit all over the place. That's what I don't like about it. Because, you know, I love me some Balkan music, but it doesn't go fully there. Again, I kind of can't explain why I don't like the melody. I guess I just don't. It's just sometimes some people like a certain succession of sounds and some other people like a different succession of sounds. You know, it's hard to explain, especially when someone is not really educated on music theory like I. So this was the last entry on our list. So if I had to pick my favorite, oh, that would be Romania. Yay! Congratulations! That was a super easy pick. When it comes to my least favorite, well, that would be Switzerland. So that was also pretty easy. The rest of the songs, I mean, I liked Greece quite a lot. Armenia, UK, very kind of like middle of the road. They're like fine. Not for me though. Same with Montenegro, by the way. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me today. If you liked this video, please consider maybe hitting the like button. That would be really nice. If you have any comments, please don't hesitate to comment. And if you want some more content from me, you can always subscribe, but no pressure. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week. Bye!